All right, so basically we just show that we can write one interface in terms of the other, and the other in terms of the one, right? And so that kind of begs the question. Well, couldn't you have perhaps something that is even more powerful, and that maybe implements both interfaces, right? And in terms of the various implementations of each one of them, and then now you can have this generic object that you can pass around, right? And pass it to either one, right? And to everywhere in the client, whether you're expecting an inset one or whether you're expecting an inset two, it's okay. It doesn't matter, right? Because I implement both interfaces and I can use it everywhere. Yes. So this is exactly the strategy that we call the two-way adapter, right? That ideally would allow us to forget that what is it that you're expecting, right? I implement all the interfaces, right? And I'm compatible with everybody, right? I can pass it around to any client part of the code, right? That would use one or the other, or expects one, but I only have the other, right? To be able to implement this, right? Your adapter, instead of specifically implementing one interface or the other, right, would instead implement both interfaces, right? So, for instance, you could implement the inset one and also implement inset two, and then decide whether you can inherit from one impl and then use the other impl as an object, right? And that's exactly what we're going to do, right? We're going to inherit. We're going to inherit from one that already knows how to go one way, right? That knows how to go from inset one to inset two. That's already implemented, okay? And we're just going to inherit from there, and we're just going to add, right, an additional conversion to go the other way around, right? So in Java you can't inherit twice, right? You can only inherit from a single class, but that doesn't stop you from inheriting once, and then the second one inherits from the previous one. Yes, right. So that's exactly what we're going to do. So we're going to inherit from an implementation that we already have, and then implement an additional set of operations, right? So we start off with implementing both interfaces, right? Inset one and inset two that we declared earlier, and then go on and perhaps inherit from a previous class that already does some of these implementations, right? Right. So we just basically add to this. We already had implementation of some of these. We are using the adaptee pattern, where we have an object that is being passed to us that already implements some of these functions, the union with and the difference from. Right. Same thing for the is superset and the as list. Right. We're using again the adaptee pattern, where we're not inheriting, but instead we have an instance of the adaptee.